What's up, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Cowboys up. You are now tuned into the Cowboys Fans Only channel. So if you're new, do your boy a favor, comment, like, subscribe, somewhere down there, somewhere down there, somewhere down there. And be sure to turn that notification bell to stay updated with all Dallas Cowboys content from this channel, man. I appreciate all the support, all the new subscribers, man, all the interaction down there in the comments, man. I deeply appreciate each and every one of y'all. So I want to talk about a few things. So I got a question asked on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, of course, at JTuck151. And it was like, yo, Tuck, do you think the Dallas Cowboys have the proper insurance policy in place for Dak Prescott? And he also said Ezekiel Elliott as well. So I want to address Dak Prescott because, of course, he's the most important person. Now, I feel like Dallas Cowboys fans have been very optimistic from what we've been hearing from the standpoint of Dak's health. Everything sounds good. We've been hearing Dak speak. Everything sounds great. But we all know as Cowboys fans, sometimes things can go wrong. So knock on wood, right? I'm hoping everything is good with Dak Prescott and that ankle. But let's play devil's advocate. What if something doesn't work out, right? What do we do? Where can we go from there? And I feel like right now the Dallas Cowboys are not at the proper spot where they should have the proper insurance policy in place. I feel like last year they were more prepared for it. Even though Andy Dalton struggled, we at least had a veteran quarterback in-house who can maintain and keep things afloat. I feel like where Andy Dalton really struggled last year is that he also didn't have a damn O-line to protect him either. So he's pretty much, we turned into the Cincinnati Bengals last year, right? So you think about what we currently have in-house. We have Gary Gilbert. Happy birthday to Gary Gilbert, by the way, who's a veteran guy who's kind of been through, a few teams in the NFL. He's played for the Patriots. So he has a veteran presence. And we saw what he was able to do in the Steelers game. So do we think that's enough? I would say this when it comes to Gary Gilbert. He's more of a bridge guy, right? So let's say, for instance, there was like a minor tweak with Dak, and he's going to be out 2 to 3 weeks. And we need to kind of get a few wins, until Dak comes back. I feel like Garrett Gilbert is serviceable enough to kind of carry that load, right? Now, if it's worst case scenario and Dak was out for the season, I'm going to cry on this channel, to be honest with y'all, and be so pissed and frustrated. But do I think Garrett Gilbert could lead this team into the playoffs? Absolutely not. And then we all know we have Ben DiNucci, who was a 7th round pick rookie last year. And we saw Nucci, man, what he did last year, against Philly. He almost beat the Eagles. He did almost beat the Eagles, but not. Ben DiNucci is not it. Great guy, very likable guy. It's the kind of guy you can root for. But as far as the guy that can carry the torch if something was to happen to Dak, nah, bruh. Nope, that's not going to work. So here's where I was saying this. At this time in the season, though, what are any other options that you have? Some guys you can bring into camp, right? One guy that I kind of mentioned was Brett Hundley, who was playing in Seattle, but he also played with Mike McCarthy. So he has, some veteran and some he's tied to Mike McCarthy. So he's kind of aware of Mike McCarthy and how the offense works and different things like that. So that can possibly be a guy. But is he that much of an upgrade from Gary Gilbert? I would probably say no. I mean, maybe slightly. And then you also have, one of the people that's been mentioned and kind of tossed around a few times is RG3. With RG3 coming to Dallas, absolutely. We all know his story coming out of Texas, coming out of Baylor. But would he be the guy that Dallas Cowboys would look to bring in as kind of a backup role for Dak Prescott in case something happens? So that remains to be unseen. So to answer that first question, bro, I would say no, the Dallas Cowboys do not have a proper insurance policy in place if something was to happen with Dak Prescott. Now, your second question was Ezekiel Elliott. If Zeke was to go down, do we have someone who can carry the load? And I know a lot of people instantly say, yeah, it does, Tony Pollard. But I don't think Tony Pollard can be used in the same manner Ezekiel Elliott can be used. But I will say this. If something, God forbid, knock on wood, was to happen to Ezekiel Elliott, but we still have Dak Prescott and we still have Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup, I feel like this offense can continue to thrive. Not saying Zeke is not important, but he's just not as important as when it comes to Dak Prescott. Losing Dak Prescott means a lot more than losing Ezekiel Elliott. So I would say, do we have a running back that can carry the load? in the same Zeke manner? No, but I feel like we have different weapons that we can still move the offense and be just as efficient if Zeke was to go down. So, that was a good question, but I don't think that right now, as far as those two core guys, we have the proper backups in place, especially for Dak Prescott. So what moves will the Dallas Cowboys make? There'll probably be some guys they might bring in from camp. We might see some releases, some roster cuts that they might pull in. But as of right now, I would say I would give Gary Gilbert, like I said, happy birthday to Double G, the nod right now, or Ben DiNucci by far. Because like I said, we saw flashes of what Gary Gilbert can do versus Pittsburgh. And we all know Mike McCarthy is kind of the quarterback guru as far as a coach. And you also have Kellen Moore. So I think that Gary Gilbert would be the guy if something was to happen to Dak Prescott. But ain't nothing going to happen to Dak Prescott. So we ain't going to put that in the air, right? Another thing I want to quickly talk about. So you guys know I'm a Seminole. I'm a Florida State fan, right? But one of my favorite players who was an undrafted free agent went to Seattle, and I was calling him my fake Gucci belt, Randy Moss, all through the draft season. Tamorrion Terry has just been indicted for murder charges in Georgia. And I want to say this, man, like, as far as a Florida State fan, this is kind of concerning because this is kind of the second thing we've heard from a wide receiver who's played at Florida State, right? We had Travis, Travis, the wide receiver who all I know was like sitting with the autistic kid and had the whole story. Can't think of his name right now. But he had the indictment for murder charges. Then we had Tamorrion Terry, who was just indicted. And I want to say this is apparently from reports, right, it's saying it's like from a 2018 gang-related mass shooting that happened in Georgia where like 7 people were killed. And that's what I've been wanting to kind of preach on this channel when we talk about other players. Your surroundings, right? The people that you associate with, right? Can put you in very bad situations. Even if you may not be the trigger person because you're just at the nightclub with these people in particular, something happens, chaos, but you're involved with it, it can ring back on you. So for a lot of these young players, you have to be more cautious about who you move with, who you associate yourself with, and who you're with, because we all see a ripple effect can happen. And more than likely, Terry's going to be done. He's never probably going to play in the NFL, and he's been one of the most talented players I've been, like, pound for pound. Talent-wise, he was one of those guys, but putting yourself in bad situations and having bad circles can ultimately fall on you. So you got to be more smart, man. So it is what it is. But like I said, Florida State, we got to clean things up, man, because a lot of these players are getting into some serious issues, man. So it's a very bad look for my Seminoles, man. But I just want to dive in quick, man. It's July 1st, man. I hope everyone's having a happy Thursday. I know a lot of people are gearing up for the 4th of July. So once again, hope everyone's a safe and fun 4th of July. 4th of July is one of my favorite holidays. Can't wait to let off fireworks, and we're going to do all sorts of stuff, man. So we're definitely going to have a good old time because we didn't get to do that last year, man. So it's your boy, J Tuck. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and go Cowboys. And do we need an insurance policy? I would say so, but who are we going to get? Let me know. Peace.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy, J Tuck. And if you like that content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell to stay updated with all Dallas Cowboys news. Also, go to cowboysfansonly.com so you can stay dripped in your official CFO gear and use the code CFO gang to get 10% off all your purchases. How about them Cowboys?